Hello everyone, back with a haul video. So yeah, today I've been shopping in HMV and CEX, picked up quite a few things, and I've got a parcel. I would say a subscriber, I'd say more a friend, Roy Barrett, aka Blue Roy Movies. Um, Not just got a great YouTube channel that I enjoy watching. I like his sort of sense of humour, really down to earth guy. But obviously he's in the Movie Loons WhatsApp group, so we always chat in there. And obviously met up with the Movie Loons at the Birmingham meetup, and Roy was there. And yeah, good to meet him in real life. Obviously, what you see on camera is what Roy's really like. Yeah, he's got quite an eclectic taste in films. He watches like a lot of world cinema, knows a lot of sort of older classics, more modern films. Sure, everybody knows Roy, so I'll put a link to his channel, but won't be on too long, or this video will go on long like most of them. I'll try and make this one a bit quicker. Yeah, so we're talking in the WhatsApp group about Ben Wheatley films, and I said there was one, I still can't remember the name of it. I call it like a gun shooty movie or something. I think it's called like Fast Fire. We'll find out when I open this. So yeah, Roy said he found a spare copy. He'll send it to me, and it's quite a big envelope, parcel, whatever you call it. So he's put a couple of other things in there. So I'll have a surprise now, seeing what they are. I thought I'd show this first. Yeah, in the past, Roy sent me Leviathan. It's like a world cinema film. I think it was, yeah, he basically did like a competition draw, and I won it. And yeah, I don't usually win many things, so quite random. But yeah, Roy sent that in the past. Obviously, when we went to the Birmingham meetup, I did give him it's like a cat-free Hong Kong crazy martial arts sort of film called Robo Tricks. But yeah, obviously now Roy sent me a few things. I'll have to return the favour, send Roy another package soon. So let's see if this is it. Yeah, Free Fire. So yeah, I thought I kind of knew a lot of the Ben Wheatley films, but until Roy spoke about this one, I hadn't really heard of it. But yeah, a lot of people have said it's good. Other people in the WhatsApp group have watched it. Stacked cast. I won't read everybody out. Obviously directed by Ben Wheatley. 15, strong violence, language, drug misuse. Hopefully there's not too much glare on it. But yeah, I can't tell I've even seen that cover around, to tell you the truth. See what we've got. Oh, Zulu. So yeah, I've watched this one when I was younger. Used to be on the TV when I was a kid, like, you know, on bank holidays, watched it with my family. I can't say I've watched it since I was an adult, so be interesting to watch this one again. Yeah, big fan of Michael Caine, one of my favourite actors. And yeah, I think I'd probably seen it in part. So, you know, when you're a kid, I guess this is like probably 3 hours long. See if I can find a running 133 minutes, so just over 2 hours. I thought it was more of a sort of long epic than that. But yeah, obviously when you're a kid, you'll be watching it and then kind of go out to play, or you're and a break will come and you go and have your dinner. So yeah, I think I've seen it in bits. Probably seen it all collectively. But yeah, I don't think I've ever sort of watched it the whole way through. But yeah, I know Stuart George's Home Movies is a fan of this and has spoke of that. So yeah, it'd be interesting to give that one a watch. So thank you, Roy. 2 good ones so far. Once Upon a Time in the West. I've heard of this one, but I've never seen it. Directed by Sergio Leone. So yeah, obviously I've got the Man with No Name trilogy on Blu-ray, which I haven't actually got round to watching yet. I will rectify that soon, maybe on the next time I'm on holiday. But yeah, I heard this is a really good Western, or like a spaghetti Western. It's an Italian. I think they have remade this more recently. Did Quentin Tarantino, do a remake? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, starring Claudia Cardinale, Henry Fonda, Jason Robards, and Charles Bronson. So yeah, all people I've heard of. Yeah, I'm guessing it's like late 70s. Can't ever find the year on the running time. 165 minutes, so quite long, bit longer than Zulu. Yeah, I can't seem to find the year. Don't want to be looking on this too long. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, Roy or anybody that knows what year this came out. But yeah, I'm guessing it was probably late 70s, early 80s. If it's around the time when he did like the Man with No Name trilogy. But yeah, thank you a lot for that, Roy. 3 films that I'm interested in, and 3 good ones to add to my collection. I don't have too many westerns or too many of those kind of epics like Zulu. And then yeah, Free Fire, looking forward to watching. Trying to sort of get all the Ben Wheatley films. So obviously I've got Kill List, Sightseers, Field in England, and now Free Fire. So yeah, still a few. Down Terrace I need to get. I have watched that one but not seen it. But yeah, thank you, Roy. Like I say, Roy's a great guy with a great channel. At the moment he's doing his like collection overview, showing all of his different shelves. And yeah, I thought I had quite a lot of films, but I think Roy's on like part 4 or 5 and he'd only got to like D or so on the shelf. So yeah, epic collection, especially his like Eureka and like the vintage classics. I think he's got a lot of. So yeah, thank you, Roy. I'll send you a message in a bit saying thanks now that I've opened the parcel. I think it did come day before yesterday. But I did sort of say to him I'll wait to open it when I do a haul video. Was thinking of giving it its own dedicated video, but I thought, you know, I can sort of put it into one video and then sort of saves, I say saves time, it's probably made it go on a bit longer. But right, I'll get on with showing the films. So these are the ones from HMV. Obviously left the price and things on. I've only been back about an hour from shopping there. One I was talking about the other day, I showed the remake, said I think I had seen the original years and years ago, but not one I've ever owned or sort of watched recently, is Maniac. I don't think this was ever a video nasty, although it feels like one. 88 minutes from 1980. I was trying to remember who directs it the other day. I'm thinking it's William Lustig. Can't see on now. Oh, Tom Savini does the makeup effects. Joe Spinell stars as the main character. Yeah, it was $12.99 it costed. So yeah, one I've been sort of thinking of picking up for a while. And obviously once I showed the remake with Elijah Wood in it, a lot of people were saying the original's better or the original's a classic, real sort of gory. Yeah, one I've seen around but just never sort of bit the bullet and picked it up. So yeah, I got this one in HMV, strong gory violence, horror, sexualized violence from Blue Underground, or 88 films. So another one for like the slasher collection, which I recently got, the Bogeyman. Yeah, I can't. Oh yeah, it's William Lustig. So yeah, I think originally I wrongfully said it was Frank Henenlotter. It felt like one of those kind of grimy directors, but yeah, William Lustig directs Maniac. So yeah, looking forward to checking that one out at $12.99. This one I did say I would be picking up next time I went in HMV if it was still on offer and they had it in stock, which they did. Is Superman 2 on 4K. So yeah, good price, $9.99, reduced from $19.99. So obviously now I've got part 1, part 2. I don't think part 3 was ever in the sale. I think I did see it on the shelf today. Part 3 was in the like 3 for $50. So I'll probably hold off getting that for a while. I've heard sort of mixed things about different cuts. So yeah, when I was watching, obviously Angelo from the Pang Films did a ranking, and I think he did have Superman 2 at the top. I think he said he likes both cuts, but yeah, I was watching a different ranking, some like American YouTuber called Cody Leach. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's got, yeah, really interesting like channel, and he was saying that he really didn't like the normal cut. The studio or the producers have like hacked it apart and messed with it. And the real sort of true cut is the Richard Donner cut. But yeah, obviously Angelo said he likes both, so it might not be too bad. I'd probably watch the Richard Donner cut first. It's a bit shorter actually, but I always think, you know, the director made it as they intended it, and then studio messed with it. So say Alien 3, directed by David Fincher. The normal cut, it's not a bad film. Fincher don't do bad films, but I find it like a bit boring. But when you watch the assembly cut, that's a lot better. And then I think it happened with like the Zack Snyder Justice League films or something. In the studio had like chopped it apart, and then he released his own real vision. And yeah, I always try and go with the director's choice rather than the studio. But yeah, why pump all the money in, get sort of cold feet, and then mess around with like the director's work and chop it up or truncate it or put like extra footage in and swap the ending? Yeah, I'd be annoyed if I was a director in the studio, like messed around with it behind my back. Yeah, I think I probably watched this one as a kid when I was like 4 years old or so, back when I watched the original Superman. Can't really remember any of it to tell you the truth, but yeah, I think Stuart and Angelo both said it's up there with part 1 or better than part 1. And yeah, part 1 that I watched recently I really enjoyed and gave it a 9 out of 10. So yeah, glad to own that. So $9.99 for any 4K is a good price, but yeah, one with 2 discs, it feels quite a hefty Beast. What have we got next? This one kind of heard mixed things about, but seems one I'd enjoy, and I like a lot of the actors. Is Death of a Unicorn. Payback is a Beast. So I think it's meant to be a horror, like I guess a fantasy horror. But now when I see it's got Paul Rudd in it, who's obviously out of Ant-Man, Ghostbusters, Afterlife, and Frozen Empire. He's in quite a few like comedy sort of things. I'm guessing it's got some comedy. Jenna Ortega, big fan of. I think one of the best actresses working nowadays. I think she claimed to fame in that Wednesday, the Addams Family TV series, which I haven't seen but heard good things. I think Stuart and a couple of other people have been watching that recently. And then yeah, she was in X. Been in a few other things. I won't sort of bang on too long about her. Will Poulter. So I think that's that guy there. Was out of Midsummer. Met quite a horrible fate, to not give you any spoilers. Tia Leone. Can't say I know of her. And Richard E. Grant, who obviously I know of. Legend Richard E. Grant, especially from With Now and I. Yeah, I'll read the back quickly because it's a very short synopsis. A father, Paul Rudd, and daughter, Jenna Ortega, accidentally, it's covered by a little arrow, hit and kill a unicorn while en route to a weekend retreat, whereas billionaire boss, Richard E. Grant, seeks to exploit the creature's miraculous curative properties. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really look like a unicorn on the front, does it, when you think of like a white horse with a horn. Yeah, mostly heard quite good things about this, but a few people didn't get on with it. $14.99, but yeah, I thought it's one, you know, even if I don't like it, you could sort of trade it into CEX for like 8 or 10 or so. Or I might even give it away in a giveaway. I will talk about, since I've reached 400 subscribers, I was thinking of doing a giveaway, but at the time, obviously, I didn't have too much money and stuff. So I've got a few upgrades now. I might give away the Blu-rays and bought a film I'll show when I get to it. That was only £3 for a special edition, which I already own, but I thought that might be good. So yeah, I'll talk about them as I go on, but I'll do its own video, try and make it a short one, so people can like subscribers and that can comment and be in the raffle or whatever draw, whatever you call it, to win something. But yeah, as soon as I sort of seen trailers and that for this, it always looked interesting. Quite an original concept, I thought. There's not much originality in Hollywood, especially nowadays. Let me just see who directs it. It's always covered by the sticker. Written and directed by Alex Sharfman. Can't say I've heard of him or her, but I'm guessing called Alex. It could be Alexander or Alexandra. But yeah, good cast and seems like a fun kind of one. I think with films out, even if they're not good, they're probably not boring. And like I always say, the worst sin a film can commit to me is being boring. I'd rather watch like a bad, silly, schlocky, stupid film that's entertaining than a good film that's boring. This one I've been waiting for a long time. I know Sammy G first sort of sent me a message saying this was getting a release because me and Sammy had spoke about it in the past. It's a really good British film, still stuck on DVD. Hadn't ever had a Blu-ray. Obviously now it's got a Blu-ray and a 4K. Filmed by Justin Kerrigan, Human Traffic. So yeah, when I first watched this is like the 4K version, $22.99. Yeah, first watched this when I was about 17 or so, around with a few of my mates, and that's the right kind of age to watch it. I think it was around the time we started going raving and stuff, and yeah, it's not only funny and well writ, it's sort of, yeah, kind of like a coming of age sort of film. I guess it's originally from like the late 90s. It's got a really good cast in it. Most of them, again, are covered by this sticker. Let me just move this so I can read them out. Probably most famous person, John Sim. You can see there on the front, from Life on Mars, Ashes to Ashes. He was in that series, omnibus kind of thing I recently showed. Anthology, I always say omnibus, that's like 5 hours of Emmerdale. Horror anthology thing called Chiller, a British one. I think that was the first thing he was ever in. Probably, yeah, slightly before this. But yeah, John Sim, Lorraine Pilkington, Sean Parks, Danny Dyer. Really young, I think you can see him there. I know some people aren't a big fan of Danny Dyer. I like him in some stuff, but in this, he's different. In a lot of his later films, he kind of tries to play a hard man, cockney kind of gangster, whereas in this, he's just like a young, silly sort of drug-taking fool, really. Nicola Reynolds, Dean Davis. Yeah, it's probably kind of inspired by Human Traffic. Nowhere near as hard subject matter and as tough. It's a bit more of a comedy, but yeah, it's got some really good music. Scene when they go to the club, really enjoy. This guy here, Sammy said he's his favourite. I can't think of his name. At Coops. Yeah, there's a bit when he's like DJing, and he owns this like record shop, and people go in looking for records, and he's like trying to sell it to them. But yeah, it's not only really funny, well made, but yeah, if I watch this for the first time nowadays, I'd probably like it. But because I watched it at the right kind of age, it really resonates with me. But yeah, it says here it's got music by soundtrack featuring Fatboy Slim, Carl Cox, and Orbital. So yes, kind of rave music, sort of film of his time, but haven't watched it in a while. Last watched my DVD copy about 3 years ago, and it did still stand up then. So yeah, one I'm glad to finally own on 4K, and I'm looking forward to watching. This one, I do already own on the Arrow Blu-ray, so that's one of the ones I'm going to be giving away. But like I say, I'll do its own video about that. This is a 4K upgrade of The Stuff by Larry Cohen. So yeah, even though I own the Blu-ray, I don't think I'd actually watched it yet. I think I picked it up secondhand for about £6 in CEX, but heard good things about it. And yeah, again, one Stuart picked up recently and showed on his recent 4K and Blu-ray purchases. Sure, everybody knows Stuart George's Home Movies, but yeah, go check out his channel. If you don't, I'll try and link all the people I mention down below. Hopefully I won't forget everybody. Yeah, obviously he said it's a good one. Usually agree with Stuart's taste, especially on like horror and things. Watched the ranking video recently. I think it's some guy called Cobwebs. He's got a really good channel, and he was doing like, is it like 80s horror or maybe like creature features or something? But yeah, he said it couldn't have been 80s actually, because it was like this in 1996. But yeah, I heard really good things about it. So I guess a bit of a risk when I read it on Blu-ray to jump up to 4K for $24.99. But yeah, it comes. It's like a limited edition one. Comes with a nice slipcase. Really like the artwork. And yeah, when I sort of were gonna pick it up, I thought, should I want to have the Blu-ray? And I thought, well, at least that'll give me something to give away in the subscriber giveaway video I'm gonna do. So yeah, let me know if you've seen Larry Cohen's stuff. I've heard of Larry Cohen's name. Not sure what else he's done other than The Stuff, but I'm sure he's made other films. Got another one for my Japaniki collection, so I must have more than 10 of these now. Picked up one in the last video that I showed, was that Detonation Violent Riders with Sonny Chiba, where they're riding around on motorbikes committing violence. But this one is called Gate of Flesh. So obviously the pink label they do from this is kind of more like softcore porn, whereas this, they're all 18s pretty much, other than I think the Zebra Man films. But yeah, they're always quite extreme, Japanese, not really horror, usually sort of crime films. I won't read all the synopses and that, but yeah, again, this is like a numbered one, 1483, from 1988, 119 minutes, Japanese language, 18, just says contains violence, sexual violence. Yeah, not one I've really heard of. A few that were coming out, like Pinocchio 964, the Evil Dead Trap films, Zebra Man films. They've been on my radar for ages and hadn't had even a release in the UK on like DVD or something, let alone Blu-ray. So I was sort of looking forward to those. Whereas, yeah, this one didn't really know it was coming out, and then when I seen it, yeah, it looks an interesting one. I'm not trying to collect all of these. There's one I think called Tetsu and Jackaman or something, which looks a bit more of a comedy, which I haven't got. Maybe I will if I see it cheaper in CEX. But yeah, I think I got the majority of these, and as most people probably know, I watch the channel. I do enjoy my world cinema, but especially Japanese films. So it's not just that I like collecting these in this style. It kind of looks a bit like they're aping Radiance, really, with this like gold spine. But yeah, the ones I have watched from these have all been solid films. Right, this is the last one I got from HMV. Then I'm on to the CEX pile. A few people, I think Lisa Loves, really enjoyed this and rated it. A few of my mates sort of outside of YouTube have watched it and said, some of them said they enjoyed it, but it went a bit too wild. One of them, I wouldn't say hated it, but just said it was too weird. One of them absolutely loved it. I think Angelo, again from the Pang Films, watched this and he really didn't get on with it. I think he said it is weird. I know we and Nicolas Cage, it's going to go weird. But yeah, The Surfer, hopefully there's not too much glare. So this one, oh sorry, if I didn't show that one, was $16.99, Gate of Flesh. And yeah, Surfer $14.99. I think this has just recently come out. Back in the day, obviously, I was a big fan of Nicolas Cage in films like Face Off, Con Air. Recently got that one, Moonlight, is it called, with Cher. Then he did some like crap stuff for a while. He did the remake of The Wicker Man, like, oh, not the bees. Season of the Witch. Did a few that were like kind of meme-worthy, where they were so bad and funny. Then he did a few, I think it's called like Pay the Ghost and stuff, where I think he was bankrupt and he was just being in anything, but they were like, I haven't really seen them, but heard they're like unwatchable. And then I think it was sort of Mandy, I don't know if you can see it up there, the special edition. Crazy sort of it's got a story in that, but it's more about the visuals, the colours and stuff are just insane and quite like a violent film. Yeah, he did Mandy, Willy's Wonderland, one or two more recently. I can't think of off the top of my head, but yeah, he kind of had a resurgence and come back and been good. And then yeah, again, I've heard mixed things. This isn't for everybody, but I like weird films, and if it really goes there and it's violent and outlandish, then I usually enjoy that. So yeah, expecting to like it, but I'll give it a try. But yeah, obviously with some of these new releases at like £15, it's quite expensive if you don't like them, if it's a bit of a blind buy. But you know, I don't just go in and pick up a film I've never heard of or see a few reviews or hear a bit about it and kind of know if it's for me. Whereas, you know, if someone's like, yeah, it's a musical, then I probably ain't going to pick it up, so I probably ain't going to like it. Whereas, yeah, I think there's a bit of risk limitation, really, with some of these that I kind of expect to like them. Right, this one, so originally I got this on DVD in the charity shop when I was shopping with Ollie from Ollie Loves Film. Again, good channel, I'll link him down below, go and check him out. Insane film knowledge. Then I upgraded it to Blu-ray, which I think I got in CEX for £1. And then I know Ollie and a few people, I think Ellery's Film Discussion did say it's like reference quality 4K. So yeah, I thought £4 for a 4K Everest. Yeah, Statcast. Haven't actually watched obviously I think I traded in the DVD or gave it to someone once I got the Blu-ray, and yeah, now I've got this 4K. I'll give away the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray's only worth £1 or so, but you know, somebody might want it, especially if I've got, say, 4 films to give away, rather than do them one to each person, have to pay the postage. I'll probably just try and give the batch to like one person, I guess. But yeah, obviously heard the 4K. Whoa, picture of it looks amazing. It does come with a Blu-ray. In case it's like got that stupid little bits like snapped, but luckily the 4K is in now. I ain't really going to be watching the Blu-ray anyway. But yeah, £4 for any 4K is crazy value. But yeah, you think for like one that's meant to have a brilliant picture, yeah, good value for £4. I guess you're paying £1 per K if you've got 4K. Yeah, heard really good things. Absolutely stacked cast, directed by I can't even see on there. Main selling part is it's got Jake Gyllenhaal. I think it's one of the best like actors working nowadays. Been in some great films. Jason Clarke. Tells me your names here, but a lot of them are hidden. Jason Clarke, Josh Brolin, Ethan Hawke, Robin Wright, Sam Worthington, Keira Knightley, Emily Watson, and Jake Gyllenhaal. So yeah, stacked cast. Can't actually find who the director is. Let me know down below. I'm so sure somebody knows. But yeah, if I see any 4K, even if it's one I haven't watched, or if I'm going to like in CEX, then that's crazy value for a 4K in good condition. But yeah, bit of a story. One of the only films really where in the last like few months I bought the DVD, then the Blu-ray, and the 4K, and just upgraded it stage by stage. This one is a recommendation from Ash from Popcorn and Horror. One I would have probably picked up if I'd seen it around. Maybe at tenner I wouldn't have been sure. Seems quite a lot, but I think it's quite a hard one to find around. But yeah, obviously with the cast, especially having Carl Weathers in from Predator, Dylan, you son of a bitch, and pretty sure he was Apollo Creed in the Rocky films. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it would have probably interested me when I seen this in CEX, but whether I would have paid a tenner for a film, I don't know. Not sure. But yeah, Ash spoke about it a while ago on one of his pickups, and he said it's like super crazy, cheesy fun, bit like Last Action Hero, where he comes from like a sort of action world and he's like real strong. But yeah, Action Jackson. So yeah, thank you, Ash, for putting me on to this one. Who's it directed by? Craig R. Baxley. Can't really say I've heard of him, but Carl Weathers, Craig T. Nelson, big fan of. He's in The Devil's Advocate. Been in quite a few things. He always plays like a smaller role, but always a good actor. Quite often plays like a sleazy guy. Vanity, someone in this is called. I don't know if that's their real name. Sharon Stone, Thomas F. Wilson. Music by Herbie Hancock. Oh, so it must be 80s then. Yeah, 1988. Oh, I was thinking this was a 90s film. But yeah, sort of a lot of the films, especially favourite ones and ones from like back in the day we watched as kids, like Labyrinth and Jurassic Park. Me and Ash are on the same page with a lot of them. So yeah, I expect to enjoy this one. And if Ash enjoyed it, then it's a good indicator that I'll like it. Action Jackson, 96 minutes, 15, strong violence, injury, detail, nudity, language, and drug misuse. So got it all. I've got 2 second-hand Arrow ones at quite good price. I'll save them to last. This one I'll show. Yeah, this has been on my radar for a long time. Meant to be quite a bad film. In CEX on 88 films. I think it might come with a slipcase. In HMV. It's £12.99, £13. But obviously when I watch my if you can see them up there, my Video Nasties documentaries, it shows them all. And this is meant to be like a cheesy, not a great action film, but obviously it is a Video Nasty. I think it's category 1 or 2. Definitely not category 3, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, when it's been on the radar, obviously I'm trying to get all the Video Nasties, so sometimes you've got to bite the bullet and buy ones that aren't good films. Whereas, yeah, £6, the cheapest I ever seen it. It's kind of covered by this sticker. I'll just quickly take it off so you can see the title is Delirium. Yeah, so it's meant to be like a B-movie action film, directed by Peter Maris, 1979, 18, strong bloody violence and nudity. I won't read all about it, but yeah, I think on the put that sticker over there, on the Video Nasties documentary, they do say it's a pretty bad film, but yeah, like I say, there's a few I'm gonna have to pick up, some I haven't got yet. I think like Mountain of the Cannibal God or something. Some of them are meant to be like 1 out of 10 kind of films, but obviously if you want all the Video Nasties, you've got to get them. So yeah, if I ever see them at like £6 or less, or at a bargain price, then I always try to get them, starring Turk Tchaikovsky, Debbie Cheney, Terry Tenbrook, Baron Winchester, Bob Winters, Garrett Bergfeld. So I've heard of any of them, and probably an indicator of the fact it's not. Yeah, the cover art's quite good. I think I prefer this. Probably switch it around to this cover art. I remember on the Video Nasties bit when they were covering this, they were saying the main sort of interesting thing is this like crazy sort of old guy on the front. Apparently he's just overacting and just like trying to play the action hero. Always got his like shades on and like police outfit kind of thing. Yeah, let me know if you've seen this one. Don't really expect it to be great. Probably won't watch it for a long time, but yeah, obviously just got to get round to buying all the Video Nasties. So another one to add. Yeah, this one I don't know too much about, but like I've always said on the premium collection, if I ever see them with a slip for like £8 or less, even if it's not a film I know, I just pick them up, because I find that label, same as Indicator, just seem to really release good, high quality, consistent films. And then Arrow, obviously, if I see Arrow films for like £6, then I do try and pick them up. So Switchblade Sisters, from 1975. Tell me who was directed by. Filmed by Jack Hill. Guess he's directing it, not just producing it. It's done by the director of Spider Baby, which I haven't heard great things about. Coffee and Foxy Brown, I've seen when I was younger, are good films. And The Swinging Cheerleaders. It's got Robbie Lee, Chase Newhart, Marlene Clark. It's an 18, contains sexual violence, 91 minutes. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but it's one I don't really see around. I'm guessing it's not out of print if it's £6, but when I do see good condition Arrow video, especially ones without a cover reprint on, then I do pick them up. Just have the booklet and that. Quite a thick, chunky booklet. That's the alternative art. I think I prefer this artwork. But yeah, like I say, a bit of a blind buy, but even if I don't get around to watching it for a while, obviously not trying to collect all the Arrow titles, as I've said before, there's just too many, but the more I can get to bolster the collection is a good thing. This one, again, I really like the artwork, but not heard it's a great film, is Chill Factor, for £8. But the main thing that sold this to me was where it's saying The Exorcist meets the Winter Olympics in this tale of demonic possession and snowbound slashing from director Christopher Webster, producer of Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 Hellbound. Don't know what else he's directed himself, but yeah, I really like the artwork on that. Obviously a bit obscured by these stupid stickers. Oh yeah, we can see it a bit better on the booklet. But yeah, for me, Exorcist meets the Winter Olympics, even as a crap film, that's just bit of an interesting tagline. Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember watching. Was it like Lille. It was a Winter Olympics. I remember when I was a kid, I had like the computer game of it on the Mega Drive, and everyone was like watching the tobogganing and stuff. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. Obviously, there's been a lot of different venues for Winter Olympics, but yeah, there's one I really remember. Yeah, so I guess the people at the Winter Olympics, someone gets possessed. I'll quickly read out the synopsis because I've only got one more to show, and I've only just gone over 30 minutes, so that's quite good for me. For a group of young couples, a snowmobiling weekend turns into a waking nightmare when, following a daring race, one of their number is thrown from their vehicle and knocked unconscious. Seeking refuge in a nearby abandoned summer camp, the group finds itself holed up in a cabin filled with bizarre and ominous religious artifacts. As night falls, the discovery of a Ouija board amidst the dusty relics awakens the terrifying evil. Barely released outside of its original VHS outing, for which it was retitled Demon Possessed. I think I prefer the chill factor. Cult enthusiasts Arrow Video have dug up the chill factor from its wintry analog grave, so horror fans can rediscover this heady mixture of snow, slaughter, and Satan. So yeah, I'm guessing it's probably a B movie. I think I have heard a few people say it's not great, but really like films set in the snow. So I think I've spoke about it in the past. Obviously, ones like The Thing, The Shining, set in the snow. Yeah, just that wintry kind of vibe, especially when I'm watching it in the winter. The Revenant, for one. I like films make feel so sort of realistic. The setting, it actually makes you feel cold when you're watching it, which I found. I don't know, Marcus X-File 2708 found the same when he watched The Revenant. I think we watched it in like summer or spring, and you're kind of shivering when you're watching it. So yeah, it's an interesting setup. This feels like the kind of one. He was called Vida VHS Forever. I think, yeah, now he's called Vida X Forever. He likes a lot of his sort of B-movie horror, more obscure ones that he's got on VHS and stuff. So, yeah, let me know, Vida, if this is one you've seen and what you think of it. I'm expecting he'll know of this one. But, yeah, I do like the artwork. And like I say, £8. Don't think this is out of print, but again, it's one you don't really see around very often. So, yeah, happy to add another one to the collection. Talking of Arrow, I was hoping to get Cobra on 4K. I actually thought it was like the big box set. You could see on some of these, like Harrison Ford Witness, thought it was like the chunky sort of collector's limited edition set, but I think it's just see if we can find it. Yeah, I think it's just this kind of size of like Larry Cohen's The Stuff. But yeah, I went in HMV and they when I asked, they said they had one copy, but it just went on the shop floor anywhere. So I was going to order it on Amazon, but I'm planning on going back into the same HMV on Monday. There's a few things get released, but yeah, hopefully they'll have Cobra back in stock. And then Second Sight Films are releasing When Evil Lurks. Pretty sure it's an Argentinian film, horror film about possession. But yeah, one of the best possession films I've seen probably since like Exorcist and Exorcist 3. Really brutal, violent, disturbing, intense, but really well made. So yeah, looking forward to picking that one up on like the 4K. So yeah, I thought I'd just say, you know, obviously people were like, why didn't you get Cobra? I was hoping to get it, but they didn't have it in stock. And then this one I do already own. I think it's usually about £20 for this 101 Films box set. I picked it up about £10 on sale in HMV a while ago, which I thought was good value. But yeah, I seen it in CEX today for £3. Is Man of God with Elijah Wood. Let's see if we can see any more information on here. It's about Ted Bundy, and he's basically some guy interviewing him. But yeah, it's got Elijah Wood, and Alexa Palladino, and Luke Kirby. Directed by Amber Seeley. Not seen it yet, but my mate said it's, even though it's just an interview, it's like really interesting, enthralling, really good dialogue. I think it's got like a little slice, yeah, down the front, which my edition doesn't have. I guess that's why it's a bit cheaper. But yeah, obviously I checked when she took it to the till, put it through, that it was going through at £3, because yeah, it's quite an insane price really. So yeah, I was looking, obviously I thought things I upgrade I can put into my 400 subscriber giveaway, raffle, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, when I seen this for £3, I thought, yeah, I'll pick this one up, give it away to somebody. So yeah, no Man of God. So yeah, I'll do a video in a couple of days showing the ones, giving some information. Maybe I'll just say if you're subscribed, just put a comment or something. Then I'll like pick a name out of the hat or something. Never really done a giveaway before, but I think I'll have 3 or 4 things. Maybe by the time I do it, I might even have a couple of other things come through. But yeah, 2021. So yeah, look out for the next video if you're interested in having a copy of Man of God, a Blu-ray of Everest, a Blu-ray of the stuff. And I'll have a look if there's anything else I can like bundle in there. But yeah, that's everything I've picked up recently. And then obviously my free gifts from Roy. So yeah, thank you a lot, Roy, for that. Great guy, good friend. Yeah, I've only watched 2 films since my last recent watches, and that's been quite a few days, but I've been working a lot, so it'll probably be at least another week before I do a recent watches. If I go into Bristol HMV on Monday, I probably will only get Cobra, maybe When Evil Lurks, and that'd be about 70 quid for those 2. So probably won't do a haul video showing those. So yeah, probably won't be back with another video for a while, other than when I do the sort of competition draw thing. So yeah, I'll leave it there, and that's all the things I've picked up. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll be back with another video. Have a good week. Goodbye.